In our last video, we headed out on our first long trip since the pandemic. We were doing a road trip through Pennsylvania, and our first 2 nights we were staying at the Philadelphia Chester KOA. And that was because it's close to Longwood Gardens. We wanted to see the newly renovated fountains. But the surprise of the day was our engagement. Then we waited until it got dark so that we could see the main fountain show, and man, was this worth the wait. It is just amazing what they were able to do with fountains and colored lights and music.
So don't let the weight of the world slow you down, and if you search for the meaning of life, it won't be found. So take your insecurities and leave them all behind. Let's learn to make the most of our time. Of our time.
At first we had put our blanket down at the top lawn, and we thought that would give us a good view, but then after walking around a little bit, we saw that you could go into the center grassy area so that you were actually surrounded by all the fountains. And we relocated because it was such a neat experience sitting there, and every direction that you looked around you, there were these amazing fountains. And that was before the actual show had even started. Because of copyright, I have to take the music out, but just imagine that there is really fun music playing in the background. There are several fountain shows throughout the day that you can catch, but if you want to stay until 9:15 on Thursday, Friday, or Saturdays during the summer, you get to see this amazing illuminated fountain performance with all of the different colored lights. And if you are really looking for something special, you can come for their holiday performances where they do the Light and Fountain Show with fireworks. And that's Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day, but be sure to get your tickets early for those shows because they sell out very quickly. That was really neat. Glad we stayed even though we were kind of tired and it started to rain a little bit, but still worth it. This is the first time we ever stayed to see the fountains. Well, last time we were here, this was a giant dirt pit. They were still working on it. It looks like cotton candy. Yeah. After the show is over, they keep the fountains and the lights on to illuminate your walk back to the parking area. We really enjoyed this campsite. It was tucked in the back and we were right on the corner, so we had quite a bit of privacy, and we sat outside the Scamp in the morning having our coffee and enjoyed watching all of the birds flying around and listening to all of the birds. It was very nice for being so close to Philadelphia. The site we ended up at is pretty nice because we're on the end, and we got the wooded site, so it's actually pretty secluded, and we're on the corner. There's nobody on the other side of us. It's just like a little storage lot. It was slightly challenging pulling in because we were on a curve and then an uphill, probably a little hard to see. It's like a weird grade here, so it took, I think Pat got it on like the 3rd try coming back from here and avoiding our friend the stump, but getting out will be a little interesting because we have to go up this rather steepish gravel hill. Not really used to any sort of grade changes. but we'll take a walk down later to the river and kind of show you the campsites over there. It's neat because you can camp right next to the water, but everybody's right on top of each other and there's no privacy, so that's why we like this site so much. We're kind of tucked back into the woods, and there's a ton of birds around here. It's neat. These are the really cute little cabins. They have some bigger lake park models, and then there's the water down this hill. Right behind campsite 103, between the cabin, there's a little walking trail. I'm gonna go check it out. I guess all KOAs are dog friendly, right?
I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Probably. That's nice. I appreciate that. Especially going out of their way to have a dog run area. That's nice. Makes me miss Redford. Okay, we are all packed up, secured, and ready to head out. We wanted to wait until kind of last minute because it's about 2 hours to our next spot and we can't check in until after 3. So we're just gonna have to maybe kill a little bit of time in between there. We'll see how we do at the hill.
Not whining too much.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm impressed. Good job, Jeep. We left the Philadelphia Westchester KOA and had about a 2.5-hour drive farther north into Pennsylvania. We were going to a campground that was sort of close to Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. This was an area that we wanted to stop at on the trip because we had both been there as kids, but that was quite a while ago. And it's a great place for outdoor activities. Along the way, we stopped at this truck stop to have some lunch. I think one of our favorite things about having the camper is when we're on the road, we can just stop at a rest stop. And we had lunch already. I made shrimp salad before we left, and then we ate that. And now we're making coffee, so we don't even have to go into the rest stop. And then look, we have a friend. This little fiberglass U-Haul pulled up next to us.
Very
cute.
rare.
Yeah, I know. Adorable. Tinier than ours.
Being pulled by a Porsche.
So I feel like this whole process just makes traveling that much more relaxing because we're just sitting here. There's a nice breeze.
Turn
Had
the
our
fans
food.
on.
It's comfortable.
Refrigerator.
Snacks. It's nice. After we had lunch and coffee, we continued our drive north in Pennsylvania, and we got to go through this very cool Lehigh Tunnel. It goes right through the mountains. And it was such an enjoyable drive being in a mountainy area because after living in South Jersey for so many years, everything is so flat. Whenever we get to these rolling hills and farms of the countryside, it's such an enjoyable drive.
Right, then your destination will be on the right.
Fish fry. Really good.
There was a little bit of confusion during the check-in process, but we got that sorted out and went across this adorable covered bridge to the other side of the stream. And we were lucky enough to have a site right on the water. When we got to the spot, it was just a little bit confusing trying to figure out where we were supposed to park, but the seasonal people who were right next to us were very nice and pointed us in the right direction and then moved their truck over so that we were able to pull in more easily. see if anything moved. Actually, pretty good. The game of did everything stay in place? Actually, pretty well. We'll put the bed back together. Our shoes moved a little bit, but that's it. Alright, getting better. Once we had the Scamp all set up, we took a walk around the property to see the rest of the sites. There are a lot of seasonal campers here, but there were quite a few spots that were open, and we enjoyed walking around next to the stream. Very, very pretty. Cold. They also have a pavilion where they hold events and a pool in the center of the camping area, but we were here on a weekday, so it was very quiet. So I'm gonna try a different sort of dinner with the Omnia because we got the new silicone liner. So we're gonna see if I can make like a potato and cheese and like peppers and onions kind of thing. I'm pretty excited about it. Cheating though, I'm using pre-cut instead of fresh. We walked around, the property is really pretty, especially around the back. There's the stream kind of like wanders through the property. Really pretty.
Yeah, pretty picturesque. They have full-time sites, I believe, too.
I think it seems like it's mostly seasonal sites. I think when we came in, people were like, "Oh, who are these people?"
Yeah. Just like if they came to our place.
Yeah, so we're pretty close to Hickory Run, which I don't know. I don't remember seeing that when I was doing the research for this, but that was back in February, so I don't even remember. I was just looking around at campgrounds, and especially because, you know, this was the busy RV year, so I was like, anything that I could book, I was just gonna grab.
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes from Jim Thorpe, so the idea tomorrow is that we go to Hickory Run in the morning, and then Jim Thorpe after that, get dinner. Which I haven't been there since I was like 21.
Yeah, we went there when I was a kid,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think like 7th or 8th grade, so
Yeah.
It's been a while. And this is definitely the first time we've had the camper out where the weather is actually nice. Like even all through April, when we took the camper out, it was always cold. It's gonna be hard to fit the cheese. Okay, there it is. It's about 10 after 6 right now, so we'll see how long it takes to actually cook. And we'll hang out by the stream. It is really nice that we're actually waterfront. I did not realize that we were going to be right on the little stream here. And, oh, the ducks left. We had like 3 ducks. They were over here earlier. Hopefully they come back. I don't know, but they're eating something in there. Must be pretty good. Okay. I think it's as done as it's gonna get. I need to bring tinfoil to wrap around the bottom because the wind has been, I think, taking some of the heat away from it, but it's been on just about an hour. So we're gonna try it, hopefully. Hopefully it's done. All right.
Very good.
Good. Pretty good spot to eat dinner too. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll have more of our Pennsylvania trip coming up. Until the next video, go back and check out some of the other travel videos we have on Let New Adventures Begin, or you can go over to my other YouTube channel, Laura G Yoga.
Well, you worried about you and me, the injustice, the next president to be, the news and what you hear, your career. It's time for you to face those fears, and it's all fair to be aware, and I'll be there, so don't be scared. Just take a deep breath of air, and 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again, and though time flies, we'll have enough to realize this bigger than the both of us.